This weak girl was put alive into an iron coffin, and then threw her down to the sea. They wanted to drown her, however 500 years passed through, she continually died and revived. Actually, she was an immortal. She and her best friend fought together on the battlefield, and killed innumerable enemies, but after the war had ended, humans saw them as the monsters. Humans tried to kill them in lots of ways but they could not. Until that day, they invited a priest and he said, the closer they got each other, the stronger their ability was. Thus, they immediately captured one and two, and put her into the iron coffin. After that, the other luckily could flee, but no matter how she tried to look for her friend, she could not find out her. From that, the immortal was a taboo, and absolutely could not let humans knew about them. Hundreds of years passed through, they still always camouflaged as normal humans, and saved the world in silence. And one day, they received a mission rescuing 17 children kidnapped. The boss for this mission was a man with black skin. He told the short-hair girl the price was no problem, but the girl just stood up. VA said the price would be checked after this mission. Actually, to the immortals, money was just the papers. Shortly thereafter, the girl led her teammates to the place in the mission. Unlike the normal mercenaries, they were equipped for themselves with medieval weapons. This was a special combat habit annealed through combats in hundreds of years. When night fell down, they were sneaky getting into the kidnap place. The knife went through the throat of enemies without any sound. They continually proceeded and found out a bunch of the shoes. It seemed the children were in this room. The team installed completely bombs and boom, the doors were collapsed down. They immediately got inside, but they realized inside the room was empty. The short-hair girl instantly panicked. Suddenly, there was a bullet rain. The whole team were slain. But the soldiers thought the immortals were slain. They opened their eyes and stood up. But unlike last time, the soldiers have no chance to win, and were killed. The short-hair girl withdrew the battle axe. This is battle axe of Amazon medieval combatant. Standing in front of battle axe, bulletproof vests were just like normal shirts. After had solved all the soldiers, the girl discovered a camera. So all of these things were a plan of the black man. The girl was very angry and destroyed the camera. After that, they buried their weapons. The girl decided that would kill the boss with all price. If the story about the immortals were leaked out, the consequence would be unimaginable. At the time in Appariton, there was a black girl in a commando group just killing a hooligan. She was confirming his situation, but unexpectedly he still breathed, and cut her throat when she did not watch out. In far away, the immortals suddenly woke up. They instantly figured out, a new immortal was born. That was the black girl. The black girl was caught in the truck. When the short-hair girl did not watch out, she kicked the door behind the truck open. Then, she rolled out of the truck, but the short-hair girl stopped the truck, and looked her wanted to run. She immediately shot her, but shortly after, the wound was healed. The girl revived. The short-hair girl told her both of us were the immortals. Not long ago, the black girl in a mission was cut throat by a hooligan. Her teammates panicked and immediately tried to save her. However, it was too late. But a few days after, the black girl suddenly woke up. She remembered clearly that she was dead. From that, she was seen as a monster. Even her best friend also did not talk to her. Until that day, the commander met her, and said that wanted her to go back to check for health, but in fact, wanted to bring her to the laboratory. And the girl had no choice. But when nearly started, the short-hair girl suddenly appeared, defeated 3 big guys, and knocked the black girl by the way, and then brought her to a fallow house. The black girl detected that there were still 3 other immortals. One of them used to fight with Napoleon. Another was a soldier from thousands of years ago. And the big boss, the short-hair girl, lived since 6,000 years ago. She did not remember how old she was. And the black girl got an important information. The power of the immortals would suddenly disappear someday. The short-hair girl used to witness an immortal died. Then she told the black girl, the immortals absolutely did not let humans capture them. If not, the result would be very catastrophic. The words had left. A lot of soldiers rushed into the house. When they came back, they knew the yellow hair man fainting away. 2 others were caught. It turned out that the mission before was a plan of the black man to entice them into the trap. He recorded the scene they were reviving, and give to the boss in a pharmacy company, to make a deal, but the boss did not believe in him, and required a real person. The black man had no choice, and give the order to his soldiers. Shortly after, 2 immortals were delivered to the company. The boss instantly stabbed one of them right the time he saw them. He wanted to see how the immortals could heal. The wound of that man quickly healed. They felt very happy. This thing meant the Nobel Prize and a lot of money were waiting for them. In other scene, the yellow hair man was investigating the black man. They were forced to rescue their teammates, but at this time, the short-hair girl detected her wound was still bleeding. She knew her power disappeared. The experimental tools stabbed into the man body in turn. On the table, there were a lot of blood and genes of them. But when the syringe was got out, his wound immediately healed. Both of them also had immortal power, and they were being treated as white mice. The black man regretted it, and wanted the boss to let them go. Anyway, they still had enough data for research. Unexpectedly, the boss directly said no, because he did not want to create the chance for rivals. Before the experiment finished, both of them could not go anywhere. A few days later, the immortals finally investigated the address of the black man. At the moment, the immortals wanted to rescue their teammates. The black girl wanted to exit. She did not want to become a killing machine. The short-hair girl kept silent, and gave her gun to the black girl to protect herself. Then she turned away. They both were sneaky getting into the villa, but there was only the black man in here. The short-hair girl wanted to ask for information about their teammates. Suddenly, the yellow-hair man fired from behind. The short-hair girl felt hopeless. She could not understand why yellow-hair man betrayed her, but he said he withstood enough this immortal life. He used to have a son withstanding the torment of cancer. No matter how he explained, his son thought he was too selfish, and did not want to share his immortal life. The yellow-hair man wanted to give up the immortal power, and then would kill himself. At this time, he knew the short-hair girl's wound did not heal. He wanted to bring her to the hospital, but the boss and soldiers came too, and captured both. In another scene, the black girl detected the gun which she received from the short-hair girl had no bullets, and that gun was the yellow-hair man gave to the short-hair girl. The black girl immediately felt something wrong. She got back to the villa and found the black man, forced him said information about the short-hair girl. After that, she rushed into the company base on immortal body. She defeated all the enemies. Finally, she could find out the laboratory and rescued successfully all teammates. Then they rushed to escape. They stood around the short-hair girl to protect her, and then they were chased to the top floor. A man destroyed the window to support the teammates. Shortly after, all the enemies were defeated. Suddenly, the elevator went down. They thought the boss was escaping. Other teammates instantly chased, and let two girls stayed. Suddenly, the boss appeared. In the key moment, the black girl jumped up, hugged the boss, and dropped from the top floor. They finally escaped from the polices after a few days. The short-hair girl punished the yellow-hair man later, that is leaving from team, until 100 years later. In this time, no matter what happens, it would not have any people coming to help him. The yellow-hair man tried to show he was fine, but even the short-hair girl also could understand leaving from the team meant no one wanted to take him back. It also meant he did not exist. For the immortals, death is not a big deal. The big deal is living not by death.